Welcome to my closet. I'm doing something a little bit different, and I've brought you to my closet to kind of show you what's going on in here, what I've been up to now. You would think that me showing you my closet shows you all of my clothes. This is mild, but I tend to wear the same few things over and over again. I have like the small cache of items that are like my comfort items that I wear over and over, but this side being my husband's. Even if I had full use of this closet, I would not be able to fit all of my stuff inside of it because of how much I have. I have a lot of those storage bins that fit under furniture. I have a lot of the bigger storage bins that you stack up in closets. I have a bit of an issue. But when I was younger, I didn't have the nicest of clothes, and everything that I had, I really worked hard to get. And I kind of told younger me that when I got older, I would kind of gift myself the things that I've always wanted, and I waited for that day that I'd be able to. And I know that this is something very important. I know that I often say that clothing does not a goth make, and this is really true. And I don't want you to look at everything that I have and get the impression that that's what you need to do in order to be like a legitimate goth. It's not the case, I promise. This is just my deal. And there are a lot of things that I really wanted in life, and fashion happens to be like a very big passion of mine. It always has been. So because of that, I've accumulated quite a lot of things. I came across the whole concept of aesthetic boxes when I was searching on Etsy, and I really fell in love with the idea. And as much as it pains me to get rid of some of my clothing, I kind of had to come to the realization of you're not going to wear a lot of this stuff, and you're basically just going to be paying to store it, or it's going to be taking up space when it could be making other people happy the same way that it made you happy, but they would actually wear it. Because like I said, everything tells a story. When I see a piece, I think of myself when I was younger, and I think of all of the times that I wear it, how I could put it together. I would say maybe 65-70% of the time I don't actually wear it more than once, if I wear it at all. And that's not fair. So it needs to get a good life. It needs to go to a home where it's loved. So that's why I'm kind of doing those aesthetic boxes. And also, I'm at kind of a point in my life, if you've been with me, lots has happened recently, and it kind of causes you to take a bit of an inventory. Things that you have, like things that we own, but like emotionally, mentally, like things that no longer serve you, even with people. Sometimes you have somebody in your life that, they've been there for a really long time, and just because you have this history with them, and just because you've invested all this time and energy, if they're not bringing good things to your life, in fact, they're bringing like toxicity and they're making you feel bad, that's the kind of inventory that I'm talking about. Sometimes you have to just kind of purge that and let it go, and prioritize yourself and the people who are really in your circle, and the people who are truly there and care about you. And that's kind of where I am right now. And things, physical things, tangible things, also have a lot to do with that, hence the boxes. So bringing mystery to people, because I make sure it's a mystery box, because I got to get something out of this. It is not entirely a selfless act. Yes, it is kind of like the omakase of fashion, because that means I get to choose, and that is where I'm getting my fun out of the situation. So when people buy them, I kind of look into them as a person. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes they're just there. They don't message you prior and they're completely fine with it. But I try to get a feel for the person, and I'll look through all of the things they're liking on Etsy. And if they have an Instagram, I'll kind of look through that and get an idea and get a feel for them, and just try to do like a sort of fashion profile. And it is really fun for me. One of like my many dream jobs that I always wanted was to be a stylist, because like I said, I've always been like a fashion fiend. I've always loved fashion, not only designing and making it, but I like to treat people like my dolls and dress them up and do their hair and makeup. And like, I suck at makeup, but I still like it. I like styling people. It's fun. So it's not an entirely selfless act. I do enjoy the fact that it's going to a happy home and these things will find a place. But at the same time, I'm getting to dress you and pick things for you. So it's fun for me. And that's kind of taking the sting out of it, because I don't want things to go away. I want to keep all of it forever and ever and ever and ever. But it's kind of like it takes the sting out to know, yeah, it's going to a good place, and I get to like play dress up with other people, and they could be like the big sister I never had, because I'm the big sister. And my sisters are not like the kind of people that you want to dress up at all. Let's do a box. I don't only have things in a size small, and the reason is I kind of, over the years, I don't do it anymore, but over the years when I thrifted, I would see things in a plus size, like I really love it, and I would get it with intentions to alter it by way of like using my sewing machine, my serger, just to take it down to my size. And a lot of things I didn't kind of get around to doing that with, because it does take a lot of time and energy, and sometimes I would just get things and then forget. And I happened a lot, but nowadays I don't do that anymore, because when it comes to thrifting, I know, especially by talking to all of you, how difficult it is when you're looking for plus sizes in a thrift store. It's not easy to come by, and I don't want to be that person that takes your score from you, and I feel really bad because I know that feeling of a perfect thrift score. I don't want to take that from you, so I don't get things that are plus size anymore. So everything that I list in my Etsy shop, when I do the aesthetic boxes, I have all different styles, but I basically have the disclaimer that it's only going to be in my size. I give my measurements. This is my size. This is what I wear. So everything you're getting is this size. But the person who is getting this box, she completely understood that it was my size, but she said she's more of an extra small, and she's used to having to kind of pare things down as well. So she's used to having to alter things. But I do actually have some extra small items or smalls that are really small. And the one that she purchased is the Vamp Goth. And that one, to me, I'm like, it's a look that I always see in my head. I always think of the movie The Hunger. I think of a vampire on the runway, like a vampire on the catwalk. I think of like Alexander McQueen, or like when Dior does like goth, and or Junya Watanabe, or Yohji Yamamoto. So what I've been doing as I've been kind of opening each storage bin is I've been hanging things up, and then I've been putting it on the shelf behind me. So I'm going to kind of show you the shelf. And I have a couple of ideas of what I want to do. So the look that we're going for is vampire on the runway, and it has to be kind of extra small. So I have a few things in mind, and she is open to color. She really likes the jewel tones, which I'm excited about because I have a few things. So I'm going to show you what I got. So the first one I have, this one is from Marciano. And if you're familiar with Marciano, it's Guess, basically. You know, the company Guess Jeans, and Anna Nicole Smith was like their spokesgirl. And I love the Marciano or Guess Jeans sort of campaigns, because it was always like this high contrast black and white, and they always used models that actually had like curves to them, and they had boobs, and they were beautiful, they were stunning. But this one is Guess, so I'm definitely going to try this one for her. I think she'll like this one. The next one, I'm going to see if I can get this closer, actually. Haha! Okay, so the next one, we're going to be doing jewel tone, and here's like, I have them all set up. These are like my velvets. So I have this, I think it's a Reformation. It is a bodycon dress, and it's kind of like this ruby color. Let me move this back a little bit. There we go. Was it Nope, Revamp. It is in fact revamped. So I'm going to show you this one. I'm not sure. It looks a little bit more on the small side, less on the extra small side. So we're going to put this one aside as a possibility. All right, so putting this one aside, I have a carpet. I don't want to put it on the carpet. Even though I vacuum, I'm always afraid of like lint getting on clothes. I'm very meticulous with my clothes. This one is, what's actually Fashion Nova, but I feel like this one kind of suits that vampire on the runway look. So let me see if I can get, yeah, here we go. It's higher neck, high neckline. Short, gathered, and I feel like if you put maybe a harness or even like a tribal necklace, definitely needs a good belt. I feel like this would work really. I love the gathers. I always called it, ever since I was a teenager, I used to call it coffin gathers, because whenever they'd show kind of caskets in a sort of macabre or dark sort of horror way, they always had that satin gather inside the coffin, if you remember. I feel like this is a good choice. She wanted more natural fibers, and she didn't want anything like scratchy feeling, and I feel like this is soft. This isn't exactly a natural fiber, but it doesn't look cheap, and that's important. We don't want it to look cheap. But she also said that she wants things to be like sexy, like vamp sexy, that sort of thing. So in my mind, I'm thinking less of the sort of asymmetry and kind of oversized nature of things like Yohji Yamamoto, but I also want things that are going to be structured as well. Asymmetry is good, but when I think of this particular look, I think more structured. And I think we'd have 2 dresses, so we need a top. I'm thinking this one. Does it feel soft? To me, it doesn't feel scratchy, but I don't know. That's just my preference. See, to me, this doesn't feel scratchy, but I think it's all down to the person, but I like this. And it is tiny. It has a sweetheart neckline. It is an extra small. So we have 2 dresses, a top, that's 3. Now for bottoms, here's the thing. I have these pants in mind that I think would look really cool. They're Princess Polly. They still have the tags on. High waist, and they're kind of bootleg, bell-bottom sort of hybrid. It's not quite a bell-bottom, but it's a little bit bigger than a bootleg. But I think she also said that she's shorter. So she's 5 foot. And if she's 5 foot, I have a feeling that these might be too long, and I don't want to give her something that she's going to have to alter. But I do have a skirt that might be nice. Yeah, this one still has tags on it too, I like Princess Polly. It's a size 6 though. She's European, and it is a European size 34. US 2. So I think a US 2 is about an extra small. What do you think with the ribbed top? I think this would go really nicely with that top. So that puts us at 4. We just need a 5th, and honestly, because she's ordering from so far away and shipping is going to be pretty high, I want to put an extra item in there, so we'll make it 6, because like the shipping is crazy, so she may as well get like more. So we have 2 more then. I'm going to also show you some stuff in my closet, because I feel like there's some things that I really want to show you, things that I'm not getting rid of. Never. Well, this next one, this one is Bijou. I really like this one. It's sheer. You notice that I wear like a lot of sheer kind of off the shoulder, or a lot of kind of Grecian toga looking items. I love things like that, kind of oversized, maybe a little bit of Elizabethan feel, Grecian, very ethereal. But that's what I like about this. It's shorter. Wait, there we go. Kind of give you a good idea. Haha! There we go. Yep. The rosary sold me. So this would technically take it to 5. Let's do one more. What would we go with? I have an idea. It's not quite Vampire on the Runway, but it's also an extra small, because I can't get my ass into this. I feel like everything is either short or mid-length, but I feel like if we go with anything too long, if she's only 5 foot, and a lot of the things that I have, I'll just show you. This would be the 6th piece. I think it fits the theme. Same video, different day. I was able to clear out a lot of my closet. I got a bunch of boxes out today, which means I'm able to go under my bed into all the storage bins that are there and all the other storage bins and actually replace things. And it's given me a lot of time to basically inventory what I do have. So it's like, okay, what do I really want to keep? What am I comfortable getting rid of? Which is hard, but what am I comfortable getting rid of, and then what am I still kind of deliberating on? So I'm able to move things over now, so I'm going to kind of show you that whole process as I'm moving things over. Surprisingly, I'm comfortable getting rid of a lot of the different things, as much as I love them. They're you know, I keep telling myself they're going to a good home and people are going to love them. So it makes me happy that they're going to get like this new life, because they're just kind of, they're sitting in a box under my bed. Like, you know, well, what kind of life is that? They're destined for more. So as I'm going through, I did find a lot of things that was kind of like Christmas, because I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know I had that. Or when did I get this? And why do I have 3 of these? Kind of that situation. So those things I'm not so upset about getting rid of, since I have multiples of them. So I'm going to take you to my closet, and then we're going to kind of move things over. So I figured while I kind of take things out from the bins under the bed and move them into the closet, I'll show you everything that I'm coming across and everything that I've found, and just show you some of the things that are in my closet as well. And I do have another box that I need to do, and maybe I will do that one on camera as well. But I wanted to show you some of the things in my closet, because there are some interesting things that I've accumulated over the years that I can't get rid of. And they're all stories attached. And some of them are projects that I really wanted to DIY. And then one of them is a DIY gone really wrong. But I need to fix that. But I'm going to show you. Let's get to putting these things away, though. Out of the things that I have that I'm going to be putting in the aesthetic box pile, I have 3 pairs of leggings. Now, I've always been torn on what I refer to as leggings, because anything with a tapered leg that's stretch, I always refer to as leggings. But sometimes leggings can be boot cut. So I'm not sure. But I'm curious to know what you think. But so there are 3 pairs. These are definitely destined for, actually, I don't know about these. Nope, no, I'm second guessing myself. I have to stop doing that. So we have a burgundy velvet pair of bootleg leggings. And then these 2, I think, oh no, these are regular leggings. These, the reason that I'm willing to part with these, because I got these, I planned on editing them and then weaving them because they're a little bit bigger. And when it comes to crushed velvet, I'm a lot more open-minded when it comes to different colors. I tend to stick with all black, but crushed velvet really looks nice in a lot of different colors. So there's these. And then these leggings. I think they're really pretty. I don't know. I like them. I'm not going to let myself second guess them. I'm not going to let myself do it. Can you see a trend here with me and velvet? You got to see it in context. So I always put the hair, if I'm wearing a necklace, I put it over it. But crushed velvet dress. I have a thing for crushed velvet. I really have a huge thing for crushed velvet. This one is, I remember this. This one's Boston Proper. I always thought that name was very sophisticated, Boston Proper, but this is a Boston Proper dress. It's just a really cute kind of peasant dress. See, bell sleeves. I've been shying away from bell sleeves quite a lot lately, and I think it's just like for convenience sake. I like the way that it looks, but it's not, they're not very practical in the sense like every time you wash your hands, they get soaking wet, they get in your food, you're constantly having to pick them up because they get caught in things. So there's like a responsibility and like kind of a new depth perception. Is it depth perception? No, more of a spatial awareness that you have to have when you wear bell sleeves. But I think this is meant to kind of go off the shoulder. I didn't kind of wear it up, but as much as I love her, our time has now come to an end and she will find a new home. Tunics. Love them, can't go wrong with them. I tend to wear them as dresses because they're just like kind of short, oversized dresses with tights and boots, and I just like the way that they look. But should title this What I Took Out From Under My Bed Today. I don't remember getting this. I obviously did, it exists. I feel proud of myself that I'm able to do this because collecting clothing is something that has always been very special to me because of how much I have always promised myself that when I was in a place where I was able, that I would be kind to myself and allow myself the things that I couldn't get. I've often found myself on like both sides of the spectrum because I've been in situations where I was pretty much destitute. I was homeless. I was food insecure at times, and I didn't have money for clothes. And as much as a fashion person, as much as I love fashion, obviously I couldn't get them. and I would just admire from afar. Even when I was younger, I've always been very much into fashion, and once I started to find myself in positions where I was okay again, I would allow myself to, get certain things. I would keep it frugal, but I would still get things at the same time. So whereas I can be very much, I will convince myself, for example, that I have much less money than I do, so that I can keep myself safe, so that I don't go out and be frivolous, so that I don't kind of stretch myself beyond my means, because there's always that fear. Once you've been in those situations and then you're out, you don't realize how bad of a situation you were in until you're out of it and you're in a much better place. Then you realize how truly bad it was, and then you will do anything you can to not go back. So I can be very much like, when I do get things, and even if I am frugal, I will hoard them. That doesn't mean they're in like some crazy junk pile somewhere. They're safe. I keep them very well maintained. If I do wear them, I wear them very gently, wash them by hand, and I keep them in a place where it's stored away from moisture and away from elements and away from moths and things. And I make sure that I treat them kindly. So I'm very proud of myself, honestly, like getting to a point where I'm okay with letting these things go and kind of rationalizing it in a way that these things made me happy. They served their purpose, they made me happy, and they're not doing anyone any good, just kind of existing and not getting use. And there are other people out there that would be happy if they had them. So that's kind of the way that I've been able to justify it, and it's working. So I'm gonna stick with that, even though sometimes I'm like, maybe I should keep that. But it's progress. This is growth. Which these would look really cute with those tights. I'm making outfits that I'm not gonna wear. Stop it. I got burned, by the way. If you see that, this is from the rack in my stove when I was trying to take the cinnamon buns out. It bit me. I want to show you some things in my closet as well. Things that I will never be parting with. At least I don't think. I shouldn't be. We'll see where I am in a few years in life. If we'll see how I feel about things. But for the moment, this was a white Genie Nitro gown. Let's see if I can give you the full sort of scope. My closet is not very big, but I can step back. So it was white and it got stained. So the whole bottom was stained. It was not coming out. So I thought the only way to revive it was with dye. I used a violet dye, which I submerged it in, as you can see with the 4 different fabrics here. We have the velvet, the chiffon, this ribbon, and then trim. All dyed with the same dye, and they all came out in an entirely different color, and there were some splotches too, which didn't work out well. And this, I don't know what color this is. It's like this weird sort of greeny gray color, and none of it goes together well at all. This was kind of my DIY fail. So I think I might try to do a deeper, maybe plum or straight black. Because again, this is not working. That's not it. Let's see some of my 90s pieces here. Back here is where more of my 90s dresses are. This one I really love as well. This one is from... This one is Les Chateau, straight out of the 90s. Definitely one of my favorites, which is probably why I never wear it, and I should. But it's kind of one of those things where I don't wear it because I'm afraid. Ugh. I have the same dress in black as well. See, it has the 90s Jeannie Nitro mini dresses here. Can always tell Jeannie Nitro by the trim. Signature trim right there. See another dress of hers. Same trim. So sorry if I'm making you guys seasick. So, okay, this dress here, it's on the same hanger. I kind of run out of space. This leather dress. This one is 80s. I can get a good shot of the bust for you. Strapless, leather, lace front. Have like that tiered lace skirt. The kind of quality you expect from the 80s with all the different layers inside. And then this is more of a early 2000s, late 90s lip service dress. Some of you may remember this one. The dress that came out a good decade or more before it. What I can't get to is a lot of my 90s stuff. You see like lip service back there. Lip service. Stuff that I can't get to. Oh, I forgot about this dress. That should not be back there. This is a regular Zara toga style dress. I like the white because I like pairing it with black leather. Just the contrast looks really good. I believe this will go up here. Yeah, this is where my short dresses are, and tops are up here. And then down here are more jackets. See? I like blazers a lot. I have lots of blazers. Lots and lots and lots of blazers. Accessories are back there. Things like belts and such. Oh, my dress fell. I have a dress that fell off the hanger. This one I thrifted, I want to say a year ago. But it's this really interesting kind of apron pinafore dress. And it had like this very Japanese feel to it. And I think it actually is. Yeah, it's one I thrifted because I still have the tags on. I paid $14.99 for this one. And it was made by, I don't know. I still feel like I can wear this one. I just don't know where. Let me see if I can give you a good look. CyberGod got me these. CyberGod got me these sunglasses. So I keep them up. I have all of this kind of vintage 80s dress. Check out that peplum, but you gotta look at the print. It's like kind of this weird embossed, interesting pattern. Real leather. Haven't gotten the opportunity to wear it yet. This, one year for Christmas I got a gift card to Dolls Kill. I don't really shop there, but things are falling off the hanger. I'm making a mess. I got a couple of things in this print because I really liked it. So this row here, if I can just kind of sit back and show you, that whole bit there are short dresses. These are the long dresses. As you can see, there are things on the floor because they fell off the hanger. But these are the long dresses, and then down here are jackets. And then my shoes are up here. My hats keep falling down. I need to find a better way to store my hats. Boots, again, falling, because if we look back here, you'll see kind of where they've fallen to. Oh no, there's no hope. There's no hope getting back there. As you can see, we are a work in progress here. I'm getting there with, I'm getting there. I'm clearing this out, I'm paring down, and soon I will only have things that I truly want and truly plan to wear. But until then, whew, I gotta clean up in here. Making a mess, girly. Putting together another box. And I already have it kind of mapped out in my head what I'm going to put in it. And I wanted to make sure that she's okay with velvet. I hate it when this happens. Fortunately, she's okay with velvet because I have a lot of velvet. Always happens. Get it on there. You'd think that I have never come up. Oh, I see what I did. How did that happen? Oh, that's gonna be a mess. Meanwhile, I've done like these things like a million times. Like when I did my DIYs, things go wrong. I lose my thread, my sewing machine stops working, I can't find my sewing scissors, something that has me deviating from my original sort of programming, you know, things that I usually do. I don't know why that happens. I'll actually put them away. So the first thing is this top here. It's a peasant top. And to match is this vintage velvet maxi skirt. They aren't part of a set, but they're both black velvet and go together really nicely. Next, I hope that you can see this. See, it's a long jacket, but it has like these slits in it. Up there. It has this faux corseted front and then laces up the back. And it's long, like to the floor long, and it's split down the front and the back. I would say this is probably late 90s. It has shoulder pads in it, but as we all know, shoulder pads are merely a suggestion because we can decide whether we want to keep them or not. So she can decide whether or not she wants those shoulder pads to remain in place. Now I just have to figure out how. There we go. So fold these things properly. I always, whenever I'm kind of going through this, I give it a once over because I want to make sure. See right here, like, is that just random floor dust or what? But it looks okay. Just stuff that needs to be shaken out because this fabric, if you remember this from the 90s and early 2000s, it's kind of that rayon. It just picks up dust from everywhere. And I vacuum my bedroom every night. I'm like a serial vacuumer. I feel so much better going to sleep in a freshly vacuumed room. And even if I vacuumed like that night, that is not a good fold. This is a much better fold. I don't like bits. Okay. This is a long velvet dress, which I love the neckline of. See these rubberized bits here that go around the perimeter of the interior? That's so it sits just slightly off the shoulder, and these rubberized bits that kind of hold it into place on your body. But can you see that neckline? It has a very 1950s inspired neckline, and it's a mid-length to maxi, and it's made by Commence. I never actually wore it, but I think this will make like a really great addition, and she'll really like this. I try to kind of get an idea of the person just so I know that they're going to love everything, because parting with stuff is hard enough, but knowing that it's going to go to a place where people are so excited to have it and they're going to love it and wear it and cherish it, that makes me happy. And then finally, let me just make sure, yeah, some jewel toned Simply Vera crushed velvet, emerald almost. I would say more sapphire. No. What would you say? But leggings to kind of round everything out. Because you can dress those up, dress them down. Gently tuck everything in. Now, this is something I kind of randomly add to it, but so this is actually one of my favorite smells from Madame Scoldioli. It is Smoke and Mirrors, and what I'll do is it's like a perfume balm. And it has this like kind of mysterious, like smoky, woody kind of scent. Very neutral. I get migraines really bad when it comes to different smells. And I get set off. But any kind of earthy smells, things that are more natural, they don't do that to me. And Madame Scoldioli stuff, you can find her on Etsy. I've been getting them for years. I think the first one that I got was called Illyria. And that one is beautiful, and I got that back in 2010. So I've kind of been a long-time customer of theirs. I'm hoping she likes these, so fingers crossed. Putting this much attention, I think, into all the boxes and trying to kind of figure people out in order to kind of match them up with different stuff, it definitely it turns it into a fun project rather than the sad reality of letting things go. Because I would just, if I had it my way, which is completely unhealthy and I'm fully aware, I would have another bedroom in my house completely dedicated. I would just turn it into a closet. Is that realistic? Is that a little bit bougie and frivolous and unnecessary? Absolutely. I know that. I'd do it if it means I could keep everything. But it's not fair. As I purge more things from my room, my storage, and all that stuff, as I get rid of more things, and I do accumulate other things, I have made the rule, every one thing I get, I need to get rid of 5. Because that will kind of prove, okay, do you really want it? Do you really need it? And it will also make sure that I don't get to this point again. It also means that I can discipline myself by going into thrift stores again and making sure that I'm buying things more within reason and being conscientious, not because I want it or because I like it. Like I have this one sweater, I did a thrift haul with this one sweater that I got like a few years ago. And I love this sweater. I wear it almost every day in the winter time because it's really warm. There are nights I even wear it to bed. It's just a really like cozy black sweater, and I wear it all the time. If you've seen me in person, if you've met me in person out in the wild, if we're friends and you're watching this, you know the sweater. You know exactly which sweater because I wear it all the time. But that's the thing. I have all of these clothes, but I rotate the same few things. But what it has taught me, I have learned a lot about fashion as well, not just how to make it, how to mend it, how to design it, but it also taught me fabrics. It taught me how to buy things that feature my my own body better. Like certain things about my body that don't look right in certain things. Like I can't wear sleeves that are too short or muscle tees, which kind of cut here because I kind of have diesel arms and I look crazy. So I can't wear things like that. I look better in things like V-necks because I'm shorter. and anything that elongates and shows the clavicle, it makes you kind of appear longer, but I'm short. A lot of people don't know that until they meet me. I am a short person, but I'm good at choosing clothes for other people. I'm kind of the go-to friend whenever anybody needs someone to go shopping with or they need clothes to borrow, because I'm good at that. It's something that is definitely a strength, and it's fun. I have a lot of fun with it, and I like being able to help people with that kind of thing. Okay, so I need to print out a couple labels because I do have a few more boxes that I need to make, and I'm sure you're sick of watching me make these boxes. If you like them, if you want to see me do more, let me know, and I'm happy to film that for you. But I really want to show you what I've been up to lately, and I know that I've not been able to film very much because a lot of you know what's been going on. There's a lot of other things that I will definitely let you in on that's been going on, but I know that I want to share more and be more involved and share things that have been also important to me within the subculture. But I'm going to get to printing these labels, and thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. So if you enjoyed it, let me know, and I can do more of these. But my room is a disaster right now, and I also need to get to cleaning this up as well. So thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.